Well, class, how do you think you did? I hate these computers. I think you said okay. Yeah, it makes you feel good when you do real good, don't it?
Tomorrow, we'll review for that there final. Okay, class? Yeah, you know what time it is, right? Okay, have a good day, class. I'm glad that's over. This was a test. If this had been the correct way to encourage your students to become independent thinkers, there would have been work involved. The proceeding, on the contrary, was an example of how not to reflect on work done with your students. Don't worry. Well, you might say that's easier for me to say than you would like to think, but rest assured, I do have the solution here for you. As a matter of fact, you can see our little presentation there. That was an example of how not to reflect on work done with your students. What I'm trying to say, I think, is that that's not the way we would teach, right? I think we would have to agree on that. There were no students present to be harmed by bad teaching. They were all paid actors. As a matter of fact, in Reichart's book entitled Intellectual Character, you can see there on the presentation, we learned that reflecting on work without connecting the observations to a student's future performance is of little value. Actually, the chapter continues with one teacher's requirement of his students to rate their individual participation in a classroom discussion on a scale from 1 to 10. The teacher goes further by asking the reasoning behind the student's rating. Next, the class is asked in which ways they may improve, both individually as well as corporately. 2, each was asked how the facilitator rated, and if individuals from the class could have had something to add to the discussion based upon research related to the topic being discussed. Let's see if we can modify this model for pianists. By the way, if you have a piano handy, you can try this procedure at home. Oh, well, thanks for coming right on time to your lesson. I'm glad to see you. How have you been today?
Very good.
Okay, well, I'm standing here. Let's see. Let's get out some of your music. I think we know what we're going to start with here. Let's see. What would be a good thing? Oh, yes, Happy Birthday. Do you like that song?
Uh-huh.
All right, let's hear it. Mm-hmm. Okay, now let me look at my score real quick. I had a couple of things to say about that. Okay, the notes you played were accurate. Think of where you usually hear the song. Were you recently at a birthday party?
Oh yes, it was a lot of fun. We had cake and played a game on my friend's new wig.
Okay, well, this week I would like you to practice the song again and think of the general mood of the birthday party where you said you had a good time with your friends. Oh, and don't forget the accompaniment in your left hand.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot all about the left hand. It will be much better next week. Thank you. Bye now.
Okay. You know, there for the last few seconds, I thought I could have sworn I heard a lot of lot going on there. Okay, that was much better than last week. I like the fact that not only did you incorporate the left hand, but you also seem to enjoy playing it a little more. I think you're on the right track. Try to think of the reason you liked best that you were at the birthday party, and try to play this with all the passion of your highest score in the Wii game that day. Okay. Start from where you left off. Wow. Oh, bravo! 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 Thank you so much for coming. Have a good day. Okay, you may have not instant access success immediately in your lesson like the short sketch we just did. Most students will require much more work. However, it cannot be stated enough times how important it is to connect your students' previous work with the work they will do in the future. The video described continuing work on one song, right? Although the improvement was enormous and we probably are not going to expect our piano students to ad-lib on a Beethoven masterwork, we can see that giving the student just a little more than basic reflection on work done will mean that we must relate their present performance to a future performance in which they may improve upon the present. Julie had a profound sense of satisfaction in her latest performance of Happy Birthday during the taping of the presentation. She had literally added to what she had performed at first for a grandiose finished result. Encouraging your student to build upon their previous performances is not a difficult way to teach if you possess the disposition to do so. Will to make your students not only better performers but better thinkers tomorrow, today.